So someone was real quick to let me know that Ripple apparently dropped their nuts on the UK, EU, something like that going on again. They just tweeted on-chain funds, bonds, and repo aren't experiments. They're already happening, delivering on-chain financial instruments that are cheaper, better, faster, stronger than their legacy equivalents. Oh my god, well, like upgrading. Oh my god, it's only about time. Only about time. This was supposed to be done. This was supposed to be fucking fairy dust back in the day. It ended up being a whole thing. Gary coming out of his hole suing these guys. Brad just spoke at some Kansas thing. They announced, oh, this fucking light's messing me up. He was at the school being interviewed because he was a fellow Kansian fucking college guy, something like that. Because they put the XRP logo on the college Kansas Jayhawks jersey, and that was a whole thing. And all the guys came out of their hole and they're like, oh my god, they're funding that. They're doing that with your money, bro. They're acquiring everything with partly our money. I mean, they're definitely dipping into that XRP honeypot. But what those guys are also kind of maybe failing to realize is, like, yeah, they're putting XRP on the jersey. Maybe, I don't know, man. Say what you will about that. You could start questioning all of their marketing efforts amongst all the other companies, and just it is mind-boggling how big the betting market is now. And that conversation between the regulators is kind of heating up. And Mike Seelig from the CFTC, he's like, no, we're running the prediction markets. Like, no one's stepping up to that. We're saying what it is. Elizabeth Warren, all those guys, they're just, I think either brain dead or really this is their last hope, clinging onto the cliff before you go. There's the new king now, and you knock them off because they just say shit. Lindsey Graham and those Ukrainian, whatever he says he wants, the man rolls, all that stuff. Tim Dillon does a great bit on it. The guy, every other sentence, the guy was talking about how he wants war. He loves war. He's gone. He went mysterious circumstances. He visited the Ukraine literally the day before, and there's like video footage of him and everything, and he looks fine. And then just the next morning, they're like, oh, he died of mysterious illness. What? And then, you know what happens as a result of that? Donnie, he goes, in honor of Senator Lindsey Graham, a big supporter, the U.S. Senate should pass the Clarity Act. China and many other countries would like to take complete and total control of this major financial happening. That's a great movie. As well as AI. Where are we? We're now leading in it, but where they are fighting hard, buddy, what? Don't let China win on either subject, guys. President Donnie III, Eleanor chiming in. The president says that the Senate should be. We know, we're reading it. All right, shout out Eleanor. Trump declares the U.S. is apparently reinstating a naval blockade on Iran and its customers. This whole thing is flared up. Again, if you don't know where we're at in the storyline, we're now back to irregularly scheduled programming. So it is interesting in Jake's. His whole theory really relies on like something taken down and causing a mass unwind to the carry trade. He thinks it's going to be oil flaring back up. It is interesting flaring back up, but there's still a lot more money to be made. There's a lot of factions, military complex guys. It's just, I mean, you know how much money there is in this shit? You kidding me? And then at the core of that leans into the basis of silver, kind of particularly. Silver's a hot commodity. You do have to have the ability to process it. The DoD in collaboration with JP Morgan. We read about that a little bit a while ago. That some state-of-the-art new processing facility. China is making moves later in July with their Hong Kong gold exchange. They're trying to phase out the gold paper market, and they're saying we're going to get a seat at the table, and now we're really going to see the price of gold when all you fucking morons are giving you, oh, I'll give you this, you give me, they're trading Pokemon cards. But granted, some people are pointing to Pokemon cards being better ROI. I mean, listen, my strategy kind of with anything is like long and hold. So know what you got, hold it. reap the benefits later. So even with that mentality I took with Pokemon cards, bro. Good ROI. Good ROI. It's insane. He's calling the U.S. the guardian of the Hormuz Strait, apparently, okay? And every ship that passes through will now have to pay a U.S. 20% fee on its cargo. Roger that. This guy there opened his mouth a day ago. Eric. He said, ETH is pumping hard. Great to see. Crypto is the future. Meanwhile, it was up 1.3%. And he hasn't said this in a while. And every time he has said it, we've covered it. We've gone down. It is bizarre. There's even more instances than just these three. Because he's got the whole thread of the receipts. But we covered it in real time. So, I don't know. Does history repeat itself? I got no clue. Bro. What is Vet saying? Vet's popping off about the XRP ledger. He's saying the XRP ledger has done it right to not distribute XRP into circulation via the consensus, setting it up for long-term stability with short-term distribution challenges. Opposite to Bitcoin, it uses proof of work to also distribute the supply into circulation. This makes Bitcoin very expensive with long-term challenges, but with short-term supply distribution advantage. All right, let's. He's drawing on a napkin. Why are you drawing on a napkin, G? I can get you some paper. What's going on?
Folks, we got to talk. Bitcoin XRP supply. Here, Bitcoin has POW, proof of work, and XRP has consensus. This is not...
Oh my god, guys, it says con. XRP's a con.
Okay, explanation here. Everybody can participate here. It's not technical, nothing code related.
Oh my god, proof of work, it has ow in there. Of course, you're going to be saying ow when Sailor goes down.
With paper towel, because the information is the star here, not the stage. Okay, so Bitcoin XRP supply, POW consensus. I want to look at the supply dynamic specifically.
Oh, I didn't realize this was an 11-minute video. Let's just wait.
Supply dynamic, so of a native protocol here. The asset of the native protocol. And then look how these...
All right, we get it. I think we're a little... Yeah, all right. Bull Theory, he's saying breaking the IRGC, the IRGC, strikes U.S. aircraft carriers, logistical support centers. You should not be striking our logistical support centers. It's like the last... It's like the last place. Everybody knows that, dude. Iran says it has launched attacks on Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Qatar, UAE, and Oman after renewed U.S. bombings on... I mean, JD even slipped up and said it. But he's like, yeah, we're taking this, like, MOU time to just get ready for round two. Like, we're just taking this moment to, like, just get everything, our ducks in order. So, we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, everything's flaring up again. Is that what causes the yen carry trade? We're going to stay tuned and find out. If you listen to what Vet says until the very end, you will realize how lucky we are. Also, XRP is a digital commodity. That's true. In commodities, price is determined by the supply that is available and usable in the market in the short term rather than total supply or just produced supply. Therefore, the concept of available supply applies to digital commodities as well. In commodities, price is not calculated directly based on total supply or just circulating supply. The real determinant is the balance between available supply. All right, yeah, this is like going into the whole thing. We get it. Supply dynamics, everyone, as many of these things that people try to make them super black and white. No, there's some nuanced. I was in the dark, dude. Oh my god, I got so scared. Yuto is back at it again. Yuto is a very fun account. He's like a Japanese-based XRP kind of guy, Bank of Japan insider. He's always tweeting these cryptic things that some of them have kind of come true. And he's been heating up with this. Listen, stay tuned. A yen-denominated stablecoin will be introduced, and it will also be permitted to provide yield. That is the interesting. That's interesting. But we've been seeing SBI and heat up with all sorts of different ecosystems just in the digital asset space as a whole. We've seen XRP thrown in. We've seen other instances of Japan utilizing XRP as like rewards on certain retail outlets. So that's around this. Solana's and Japan's pretty forward. with the digital asset space. One of the many countries that's kind of like getting on board with this shit. South Korea too is an interesting one. Even fucking, it just never ends. Never ends, guys. But here we go. Just in. Japanese financial giant SBI partners with Solana Foundation to build on-chain financial market in Japan. Interesting stuff. Interesting to say the least. Yo, I actually agreed with scams. Dude, guys, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. I caused some mayhem unintentionally. Look, all right, follow me on Twitter, right? All right, what did I say? Oh, I tweeted that clip. Right here. I said, the dude is actually spitting with this one. All right. And he said, 10 months since Evernorth was created. Here's a rundown of what they have accomplished so far. They created a Japanese Twitter account, and they're down over $600 million. I just thought that was funny, but I'm not doubting the intricacies because I'm sitting there backseating in this fucking YouTube channel talking shit, right? But we're just spitballing. That's what these are. Like, if you're don't take financial advice on people online. That's why they gotta preface it a million times. I'm not a financial advisor. Do I look like a fucking financial advisor? I'm very confident in my place. They're mine. You know, my philosophy on the whole thing. And gold and silver. Like, we think we got the general ballpark of where this is going. So, but I just thought that was funny. It's definitely hard to get a merger going, I'm sure, and shit, I'm not doubting that. It's gonna take a bit, and you don't want to like launch that in the downturned market. You know, it is whenever this market kind of hits that reversal, because it's going to, in my mind, within the next fucking 5 to 10 years. Oh my god, no! Oh my god, no! Bitcoin's staying at this forever. Fucking XRP staying at this forever. Something's gonna move eventually, because literally I'm not saying in 2 days, the market's not doing a reversal, none of that. But DTCC going live with their tokenization service literally in 2 days, starting to get it rocking and rolling. Full rollout in October. I think they start with Canton, but at the same time, it's also like that 50 plus body entity that's working in collaboration for that. And we see Ripple Prime in there too, among many other people, 50 plus. So it just, I think it's kind of a rollout of everything. People are trying to claim it's only for Canton. I don't know. I don't think that's accurate. Fact check me on that. I think both things are happening at the same time. Gotta get some of that going. What is taxation, and why does it matter for growth? Our latest analyze explains this from the IMF.
Taxation is as much a science as it is an art. Beyond the calculations and analysis, it requires a delicate balancing act, one that most countries are still trying to master. Think about it. If governments tax too little, they can't provide basic services.
Oh man, they wouldn't be able to not do any of these things anyway and just give all of our tax money and steal it. Literally, how much of it goes to waste, I think, is a very, very large amount. I'm not saying nothing though.
Like schools, hospitals, roads. Tax too much, or unfairly, they stifle the business.
Unfairly, they say.
And workers that keep the economy moving. So, let's dive into the art of taxation.
The art of taxation, motherfucker. We should have. We started a revolution over a T-tax. All right, that story. That's like the best story of all time. The Boston Harbor and that shit. Like, I love going down there because it's just like. And then you look around and you're like, wow, dude, like that's what kind of. Well, whatever.
For many developing countries, there's a magic number associated with.
Yeah, there's a magic number stealing your money. We get it. The House Financial Services Committee will hold a field hearing on the Clarity Act this week. Yeah, this is not like them signing it or anything. This is some, yet again, bunch of load of barnacles thrown into the sauce to just kick the can down the road. So this whole deadline, oh my god, the October recess. Great, good to know they're going on vacation again for literally doing nothing but betraying the country. One of the most intriguing ideas of the upcoming single asset vaults and lending protocol on the XRP ledger is to earn everywhere. Interesting. No more idle capital with XRPL. So much capital sits around doing nothing because it's too slow and expensive to use yield opportunities in the meantime. Unlock of capabilities and revenue previously not possible due to the fragmentation and inefficiency of TradFi. Think of the XRP ledger as the platform for everyone to make small and big capital work 24/7 for them. Even capital that sits only minutes idle can be used to earn yield at low cost with seconds in transaction time. Interesting. Let's get it going. Mr. Kevin O'Leary. Our boy, Mr. Wonderful, not so wonderful no more.
Kevin, do you
Kevin, are you there, Kevin? Because I can't hear you.
think that the Clarity Act will pass this year?
I had an update last night from my, I've got some pretty good contacts now in 50-50. We weren't planning on war in October, like this.
We
So
were.
that could be a distraction. However, it's crucial for financial services to resolve this because it's a competitive weapon in efficiency in the economy. I mean, it's going to be so much more efficient to use digital payment systems the way you can right now. We have started to use USDC for cross-border transactions on assets. Switzerland will take it, France will take it, Denmark, Finland will take it. Vendors within those countries will take it, and it's completely compliant. And you see where the transaction began, where it ended, and it's a fraction of the cost of a Fed wire or ACH transfer, and it's better. And so, we usually do a test amount. If it's going to be $1 million transaction, we'll send 50, test, and then send the rest minutes later. But ETH is slow.
What? He said it? Interesting. Wow, he said it. That's the we've covered a long journey with Kevin O'Leary. His narrative, he's like almost finally kind of over the target. You'd listen to him years ago and you're like, you're in financial services and you're sitting there unless you're being paid because ABC Disney owns you. Dude, if me and Kevin did content, dude, that content would be fucking crazy, dude. But I probably can't. He's just not going to be able to answer any question that I'd want to ask just because it's like top level type shit and you got a lot of money moving around. You could be sued into oblivion if you knew XYZ, but at the end of the day, do any of these guys ever really get, what's the word, justice? I didn't know Forbes. Maybe we did cover this. So much happens. They posted 10 best cryptocurrencies to invest in. Let me see if I get all to this shit. There you go. Bitcoin at number 1, of course. just because, of course, All right, Bitcoin has arisen. All right, roger that. We get it. Ethereum at number 2. Oh yeah, Ethereum number 2. Yeah. Oh, number 3 BNB. Yeah. Number 4 XRP. Okay, nice XRP. Oh, what's below it? Solana. Tron. Tron is interesting. I don't keep up with Tron. Hyperliquid is interesting. And then Rain. Yeah, I'm sure Rain is number 8. Yeah, I'm really sure of that. Like, then they lose me here. Like, because you can make solid arguments. Like, these are all very interesting picks. And then fucking Rain. And then Eunice, SED, Leo. Like, what the hell is this, dude? Yeah, definitely above a Stellar. Yeah, and Zcash. Zcash is interesting to see in there, too. But you got to look into the origins of Zcash just a little bit. I'm not saying nothing. I gotta emphasize everything with that. I'm not saying nothing. Who is this Mike Novogratz? This guy, I feel like this guy is a load of barnacles too. What's he saying about Bitcoin? The one true.
For the last 4 months, Bitcoin's bull case revolves on 2 things. Clarity passing, which I think we will have it, and the Fed starting to cut rates.
And money printing up the wazoo, G.
This war in Iran has slowed the cutting cycle down. Matter of fact, Kevin Warsh, the new Fed chair, he'll have his handfuls just keeping people on the let's not hike camp for a while, right? We've got inflation. We're very, very confident the Fed won't hike rates, but he's not cutting his first 2 meetings unless something dramatically happens.
How dramatically happens, as was slinging tomahawk missiles again.
And so that second leg that Bitcoin needs, and when we see the war end and oil prices go back to $60, then you'll start to see this idea of, okay, maybe that opens the door for a late fourth quarter rate cut, or
That'd be interesting timing
early
wise.
first quarter rate cut the next year. I do think Warsh will be a rate cutter because he fundamentally believes in the deflationary power of this new technology.
Or they just start lying more than the last liar, and just yet again, there's a lot of interesting theories about him. Like, oh, we're gonna just calculate inflation differently, so the number ain't as bad. That's what.
Right. It literally, as you have productivity booms, and this will be the biggest productivity boom of all time, they're often deflationary, and so
Your head's
you know
deflationary.
that catalyst is stalled, and so Bitcoin is kind of stuck between 75 and 85, 65 and 85.
I don't know, maybe just because it's not based on utility. I don't know, it is utility, my guy. This whole thing's manipulated to the finest degree. These hedge funds,
But we're going to need some new story to get it above 85. And so,
we're still in a casino.
This has been a more boring year in crypto trading. It's been a wildly exciting year in crypto infrastructure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, eventually that's going to catch up. Oh, you're delusional. All right, well, I think your fucking face is delusional if you're going to sit here and honestly think that utility-based pricing in these protocols, like the price is in the platform of it. Whoever's building the best and most useful platforms, interoperability, the entities that literally control like all the flow of money, they put beyond an emphasis on interoperability is the only way this thing's going to work. Let's see. Peter Schiff is out there talking, so you know it's going to be a good day. Once again, gold is selling off as the war with Iran escalates. Traders are being conditioned to believe that war is now bearish for gold. Shorts will be in for a world of hurt when they are blindsided by the reality that the opposite is true. Conditions are set for a huge rally. I think he's kind of right on this. Just seeing, I'm not saying it's going to be instant, but yet gold and silver are in our long-term bets for the future, you know. So I like metals. I like gold. I like trying to make money. So no, chain link show ass. I don't know. I'll have a little chain link in the portfolio. Oh, XRP, it's AIDS. No, I'll have a little bit of that too. Oh, Bitcoin, this, as much as we rag on I want Bitcoin price to do well. I want Bitcoin's price to do well. I want Ethereum's. I want XRP. I want Solana. I want Chainlink. I want Algorand. I want Pepe Coin. I want Dogecoin. I want, what else do I want to go up? Like, any certain percentage of these, I think our bets are pretty solid. That's just me. I'm not saying anything. I like gold. I like silver. None of the paper shit. I like that. Well, like, call me crazy. Call me the cat in the hat.
Talked about an
Who the hell is this guy?
alternative way.
Oh God, we know him, dude.
Talked about an alternative way to do payments. And I argued in this keynote that we have kind of wandered from that vision, that cryptocurrency isn't really used for payments.
What?
Other than payments for speculation.
What the hell is he talking about? What the hell do you think stablecoins are? What do the stablecoins run on? What's being embedded in a lot of this process? This beyond complex plumbing of financial infrastructure. What is slowly encroaching on that? The merge of TradFi and DeFi.
So over 90% of the use of crypto is purely for speculation.
All right, you're a fucking moron. I mean, I guess he's right technically because there are like 15,000 cryptos, but it's like it's just, I don't know.
And in crypto in general, and I'm talking about non-collateralized crypto like Bitcoin or ETH, it's extremely volatile. So think of Bitcoin as 4 times the volatility of the S&P 500. And
Roger
people have
that.
tried to rebrand Bitcoin. So instead of Satoshi's vision of a payments mechanism, no, it is a store of value. It is a safe haven asset. It is an inflation hedge. And I've been very critical of that viewpoint, that we don't have enough data, number one, in terms of store of value or inflation hedging. And for any asset that has got 4 times the volatility of the stock market,
speed him up.
It is immediately disqualified as a safe haven asset.
All right, right. Well, we got to decorate your room. I don't know. It's a little like what's going on in here. I'd lose my mind in here. This is bizarre. Oh, he's got a book he's selling. Or what? Like he's kinda over the target, but he's just, I don't know, man. It's really that simple. It says this account. He's pulling this. What is this? 2014, 15. He's showing the bull cycles. Yo, we're still in the bear, but oh, the pre-bull. Something tells me the pre-bull is. What the hell is Jones Bob?
Jones barbecue and foot massage. Jones barbecue and foot massage. Better come down here, get some of this shit. You like to eat?
Get some of this shit. When we realized blockchain could enable settlement in seconds, not weeks, everyone was surprised, even the regulator, Sandy Crawl, spitting.
Well, today, if I wanted to transfer my mutual fund shares to you, that would be a paper-based request, and it would take me about 3 to 4 weeks to get that happening, right? We can do this within seconds, and the SEC was very worried, and they're like, well, what's going to happen? You can't just move securities around like that. You can't just transfer them like that. And we're like, the name of what we do is the transfer agency. How can you tell us we can't transfer when we're a transfer agent? And even they realized, yeah, I guess this sounds a little silly, but they had never encountered this as a possibility before, and it raised a lot of concerns.
Yeah, no shit. Like they're using regulation from like when they were still running around with sticks and making fire, and they're like, no, that applies to crypto and any like new innovation. Oh, get a fucking grip, please. Oh, this is gonna be something else, guys. I'm going to Patreon right now. We're continuing this video. Bitcoin was a prototype. I'm all ears. I think I got a general idea of where what's her face is going. Catherine Austin Fitz. She's very much about the control grid, and she references interesting books like Hijacking Bitcoin. I'm not saying nothing. So join, link in the description below for the Patreon. All right, exclusive videos weekly, and I'm gonna continue this on right now. I'll see you then.